We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again. Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother, what's happening?
What's going on, brother?
Man, you know what? I am getting ready here. This is like, my these are usually my so was it June and then this coming next 2 weeks. Using my big peaks for the year because in June, you know what I'm saying, Neek's birthday, her mom, dad birthday is in the right smack dab in the middle of June. You got Father's Day right then and there. So then this week, of course, I got Boogie's birthday coming on up here on this Thursday. And then we're doing a little something for him as well, man. So yeah, man, it's busy times though, man. Very busy times.
Right.
Huh? Anniversary already passed, right? And then
like the 19th or something.
16th. Jamel anniversary would have been the week after mine. But then outside of that, though, man, also Kima's birthday is next week. So yeah, it's always like I said, we have it where it's June, a lot going on, and then it'll mellow out, and then boom, the end of September, first week of October, man, packed out though, man. So yeah.
That's what's up. Well, let's get it.
Let's do it. I see the CM Punk shirt, by the way. That's cold.
Oh yeah. I was gonna let you know you wasn't gonna get the pod without this one today, bro.
It doesn't matter what your name is. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast. The greatest podcast.
If you smell what the rock.
The Slash Brothers Podcast. The greatest podcast of all time.
Hey, listen, man, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook page. Every episode is streamed on both platforms at the same time. Ace Kennedy, that's all about it's National Sons Day, man. What's good? Yeah. Had National Daughters Day the other day, right?
I represent it.
Yep. Heavily represented there, though, man. But for me, this one is especially important, right? I only got the one.
Yeah.
So man. I'm proud of my son, though, bro.
Yeah, man. I see him out there showing out. You know what I'm saying, out there fresh to death at the schoolhouse. So yeah, I seen him out there slimmed on up with just cheesing.
Oh my gosh, though, man. Yeah, he's incredible, man. It's funny because as soon as he saw the ones that you bought him, right?
Yeah.
I knew
before his birthday.
Which was supposed to be for his birthday. So shout out to you for that one. But what was interesting about it, though, right, is that I knew that he was thinking, oh, as soon as I go out to the bus stop on this one, this was gonna be killing him. So now I'm sitting here this morning. He goes out and he's wearing the outfit that I did, Kobe jersey, everything perfectly done, nothing overdone and everything like that. And I hear the boy, his homies out there, this dude out here, everybody's pointing at the shoes like, boy, it was fire, dude. So yeah, he's cool.
It was dope that his PE teacher recognized it too.
Yeah. I got him a little something, man, for his birthday. They're gonna be here after the fact, but they still fire though. But he's aware of what they are, so he already trying to figure out. All right, I can wear this, I can wear that, or I need to see about getting this or whatever.
It's always dope when the kids recognize like shoes, like understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my girls. I mean, all my kids do. I mean, you know, Charlie, she just, you know, daddy buy me something. That's different. But the girls, when they nah, we want these or whatever like that, and they're already at the stage of keeping them clean, that type of stuff. So
It's always different though for the boys though, right? Because
Yeah.
you know, it's like it's always to me different for the boys because then it's like, all right, well, the girls might think, oh yeah, these are some cute shoes or whatever. But you and the boys know, you know what I'm saying, when
yeah,
you rocking them, the
but
intent.
see, that's this thing though. All my girls are kind of sneakerheads, and it's, you know, my fault partly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, all of them, like, they were in this Air Max phase for a minute where they pretty much got every color Air Max, and then they all wear the same size. So they've been, you know, like, and see, Carly is funny because she has the stash, right? She got shoes that probably she ain't even worn yet. Like, oh well, I don't really have nothing to wear with these, but they still mine. So Samaya be trying to creep up on her with them, and then Layla done borrowed some shoes from Samaya and never gave them back. Like, they got their whole
Lord.
thing, but yeah, they definitely some sneakerheads or whatever like that. So yeah,
That sounds. Look at that Charlie May show over there. No, that reminds me of me and my brothers when we got probably by the time I got to 10th grade,
Mhm.
and I think LJ was maybe a senior, and me, LJ, and Ken all wore, and Marcus, matter of fact, we all wore the same size shoes. So at that time, I mean, by the time I got to 9th grade, we was almost there. Um, and it was one of those things though, man, because at that point, my mom was still buying the shoes until we hit 16 and was able to buy our own and work and get, that was it after we start working. But
Mhm.
right up until then, though, my mom was still, except for LJ, right? But for me, Ken, and Marcus, my mom was still buying, so she would buy us 2 pair of shoes, right? And that would be it. You know what I'm saying? You're on
Yeah.
your own after this, though. But because we were wearing about the same size, though, man, we'd be able to swap them on out, and boom,
Yeah.
it was straight, though, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like you said with the boys, it's one of those things that they get it, you know what I'm saying? They're definitely into stuff right now. So, you know, especially, you know, you was out here for the graduation, and Deuce came up. Like, Deuce is he on 4 pair of ones now, bro. He just came up 'cause for his birthday, his girl bought him a pair, I bought him a pair. He got the pair from graduation, and then he fooled around and bought his own pair. We went to JD's 2 weekends ago. So yeah, he up on 4 pair of ones now, because he called me. He said, "Dad, let me ask you." He said, "How many pair of ones you got?" I was like,
Air Force Ones or Jordan
no,
ones?
Jordan ones.
Okay, how many do you got anyway?
10. Probably sitting on 10.
Damn, bro. Listen, you know, I gotta be honest. I'm probably only this is the bad part. I only have 2, and Landon already then caught up with me easily, right? So I'm like, I gotta get. No, I take that back. I got 3, and this is the crazy part about it is though, right? Is that there are some that I have, like usually the ones that I want, they get sold out fast. That's the problem I have. But then there are also a bunch of the color ones that I'm just like, all right, I just don't rock with that colorway. Like I don't wear green like that, so I'm not gonna get the black and green ones, right? They got some that I saw the lows that was just yellow and white. Like that's just not my. I'm not usually in that bag. I saw something that was like orange and white. It's just not my bag. I did though see some cold ones though, man, that are like tan and white with the bubblegum bottom, and I was like, yo, those is real fire though, man. So I got them joints on my radar for myself though, man.
Yeah, I have another pair that's coming in that it was a part of my birthday. The ones that I bought 3 pair of shoes for my birthday. And that pair, there was another pair. It was a pair of ones. They haven't come in yet. So that's it, man. I got, like, it would have to take, because I have so many of the colors of it. They just, first of all, they comfortable shoes.
Yep.
I like going between the lows and the mids. I got a couple of highs, but I like the mids and the lows. I'm really into the lows though, especially with some of the, like, the colorways that I got. So
See, if I can see. So this is the thing that is interesting. Now that I've been looking around, I can totally see that. Yeah, the lows have more color options, right? Definitely more color. I think that, but you know me, that it's so far outside of my simplistic that it's like that's the reason why the mids and the
I
highs
don't
work.
buy you the shoes, you ain't gonna do it. It's
So the mids, but you know what? Here's the one. The one that I want to get are the ones are the Chicago's.
Yeah.
With the red and white though. Those are the ones that I'm like, yeah, I would get those. And here's the thing. I probably would wear those and still not wear my Concords, bro. I still would.
Yeah.
Nah.
I get it on the Concourse. I still have yet to wear them outside. Like it's one of those things. Those are I take them to with said location and then put them on.
I'm planning to. I gotta get Billie Jean tuned up, right? But once I get Billie Jean tuned up, I'm planning to shoot something, and I gotta have those on. So I'll wear them eventually. But yeah.
You know what I do hate though? I hate that Sarah is not in the shoes like that, bro.
Well, I was just thinking about that because she seems like be the only one in your house that doesn't isn't woohoo about it.
I bought her a pair of Vans, bro. It probably took her 3 weeks to wear them. It's just not her thing. Like she would rather just throw on some flip flops. It's not her thing, bro. Because I'd be like, yo, we could get. I remember I bought her a pair of the what the freak the Giannis part ones, right? And I got us both the matching pair. She wore them to school, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, what are those?" She was like, she called me. She's like, "What? Who is this?" I was like, Antetokounmpo, Giannis Antetokounmpo. She was like, "Okay, yeah, him." That's what. But all the kids was like, "What are those?"
Yeah.
But she,
they got. So this was crazy. I was at the Nike outlet this weekend, man, and I saw they must have just had one pair, bro, where they had these Giannis shoes that was like this pink color though, bro. Clean. They so clean. I said,
are they the version 2?
Yeah, the 2. Yeah.
Bro.
They clean. Yeah, I said
I had them in my cart. I had them in my cart on the Nike app because I was waiting for them joints to drop down. Because now that the 3s are out, they should drop down, bro. I don't know why I think those
they fire, bro. I was like, yo.
Yeah, I went to one of Deuce's last tournaments when he was playing AAU ball, and there was a squad that everybody on the team had them, and I was like, yo, those are so dope. And I didn't really like the Giannis part 2s because I think for me, it was one of those things that for me, I didn't like how the one thing that I liked about the Giannis part 1s was the check was backwards, and I thought that was different.
That's different.
Right. So when he put the check the right way, it was just like,
These Giannis 2s, to me, that pink one felt almost like my favorite KDs, right? Yeah. It had a look and feel of those. And those still, like, I still don't think any of the KDs have been as dope as those ones, though, man. So yeah, man. But I saw them there, and they only had one size, and they was like a 10. Yeah. So I was like, I couldn't even try to make them work, though, man. But they was fire, though, bro. Like, fire.
Yeah. Yo, bro. Media Day been jumping off. You been listening?
I have. And so this has been kind of interesting because I wanted to. There are 3 things in particular that tripped me out that I wanted to get your opinion on, right? So, you know, the obvious thing, okay. Yeah. We'll talk about the obvious thing has been Ben Simmons, right? Because, you know, Ben Simmons, who I apparently like more than most people, right? Yeah. Ben Simmons told the Sixers, "Nah, I ain't coming back there." I mean, we had this on the list to talk about last week, but we didn't get to it.
Right.
But Ben Simmons said, "Nah, bro, don't expect for me to show up to the camp." Now, mind you, I believe this is Ben Simmons' first year of his new max extension contract. This all stemmed back because right after they lost the game to the Hawks, they had asked Doc Rivers because Ben Simmons was right there, fourth quarter, couple of points, couple of seconds left, and looks off his wide. He could have dunked it, looked it off, tries to give it to the homeboy Tybo. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've been mispronouncing names for 2 years now, but he goes and misses a dunk, a layup, whatever, and everybody's like, bro, all you had to do was dunk it. Ben Simmons didn't want to get to that line, and Ben Simmons wasn't trying to get that smoke like that, right? But right immediately after the game, they asked Doc, and they said, Doc, do you see him as a point guard that you can win a championship with? And Doc says, I can't answer that right now, right?
Yeah,
and then
he kind of said, I don't know. I mean, but that, I see people giving Doc flack for that, right? This dude just lost, right? And I get it. You would expect your head coach to be like, yeah, I think we could win with
Facts.
Ben. You know, like, hey, I definitely think we can win. I just think there's some things we need to work on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't say that. He gave an honest answer at the moment of,
I can appreciate his honesty, but at the
100%.
same time, it's like if I'm the player, I'm saying, are you questioning that? You questioning that? And here's the thing that's crazier about it. The crazier thing about it is that even with Joel Embiid comes on there and they ask him the same question, like, where's the turning point? And he was like, dog, basically, like, bro, all you gotta do is dunk it, lay it up, something basically. And so I think that ultimately, right, Ben Simmons tells them well into the off season, hey, don't plan on me being there. And they was trying to go ahead and come visit him. Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, they was going to send a little group of people. He said, nah, keep that gas money though, bro, because I ain't fooling with y'all like that.
Yeah,
so then they asked Doc Rivers again this time around. They was, listen, man, do you think you can win one? And Doc Rivers said, yeah, I think we can. So, Ace, do you believe him now, or do you think it's just talk?
No, I believe him. I do think that they could win with him again.
No. Do you believe he really believes it?
I do believe he thinks that. I don't believe I said what I said, meaning that when he said what he said the first time, I don't think that's exactly what he misspoke. Like you asked him something after they just lost, right? And he just gave an honest answer at the moment. I mean, at the end of the day, he could have said, yo, I don't know if we can win with this team with the way we are playing at this moment, right? So my thing is, I get it. I understand he said what he said. It's out there. He can't take it back, whatever the case may be. I get it. But I do believe Doc believes he could win with Ben Simmons. They know how special of a player he is. But at the same time, Ben Simmons got to know how special of a player he is. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that's got to believe in himself because it's his confidence that's shot.
Let me ask you this, Ace.
But it went a little bit further, though, before you get into your point. It went further than that.
Go ahead.
Well,
let me tell you this part. Let me tell you this is because this is just to address the Doc Rivers part. Okay.
Right.
I always laugh because I heard Shannon Sharp say this before, and this is something that I've always also heard my whole entire life. Okay, Ace Kennedy, after your show, you asked your kids, hey, what did y'all think about me performing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then your girls, the bigger girls, said, hey, yeah, it was cool. It was straight. But Charlie Mae, she comes out there and says, hey, if you want me to be real with you, I think that it was kind of long and I was kind of bored with it.
Yeah.
Right? Because Charlie Mae, she's going to tell you the truth. Because kids are always going to tell you the truth, right? I believe the kids mean to tell the truth. Ace Kennedy, my brother, back in his college days, right? Used to be on the sauce. He'll get out there partying with the homies and everything like that. He was a gentle drunk. He'll call me on up. Sentimental, telling me the truth, everything. He was very, 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 my brother will fight anybody when he was in college, but he'll call me on up and tell me the truth. And Ace Kennedy, the one thing I've known my entire adult life, if you are angry, if you and your partner are having an argument and she is angry,
Mm-hmm.
right? She is going to tell you the absolute truth. I'm already mad. I might as well go ahead and not hold any
worth.
punches.
Get the money.
You're going to get all the money's worth.
Yeah.
So I believe, bro, wholeheartedly that right then and there, Doc Rivers was super mad. And I honestly believe right then and there, when you ask Doc Rivers that question, I think he was so mad at Ben Simmons at not being able to play Ben Simmons at certain stretches, as good as Ben Simmons is, that Doc Rivers was really thinking, ain't no way we gonna win no championship with Doc Rivers. And I think, bro, I mean, that with Ben Simmons.
Ben
and
Simmons.
I believe that him saying, I don't know, was really him keeping it 80%, right? I thought that was the filtered version of it, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I think that. So when you fast forward and you say, okay, well, now Doc Rivers says, hey, do I think we can win? Of course we can. No, I think Doc Rivers is all lip service, bro.
No,
I think
here's the thing, bro. I think both things can be true. Meaning that in the moment, in the heat of the moment, he probably did feel that way. But when you asked him that right after they just
Ace Kennedy, they know for a fact. Ben Simmons knows for a fact that the 76ers have tried to trade him at least 2 times. Tried to trade him for James Harden and for Dame.
Listen, that part I'm cool with. That part I'm cool with. I'm just talking about the Doc Rivers part. That's the only thing where I'm just like, you can't just hold that on. But the other report came out.
What's the other report?
The other report came out that Ben Simmons said, listen, the era of me and Embiid is over. It's run its course. That's part of the reason why I asked for the trade.
And listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I agree with what he was saying, his assessment on that. Here's a reason why I'm saying that, right? It's because as much as people want to turn Ben Simmons into a 3-point shooter because that's what everybody else does, right? If we keep it 1,000 though, that wasn't a requirement. All these years, I personally don't require that from every player, right? Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing where I don't care to see Giannis out shooting threes. He'll get out there and airball half of his threes to make 2. And I'm thinking, like, I don't care to see. I don't have a problem with Giannis dunking every single time, right? Yeah. If Giannis can, I don't have no problem at all with it at all. My problem with Ben Simmons is that you get all your points in the paint. Like, can you get a little further out? You ain't got to shoot threes for me. No. So I do think though that, bro, like, because you're not a 3-point shooter, what Ben Simmons is basically saying is that Joel Embiid, I get my points in the paint. I can't get my points in the paint if you are standing there and your man is standing there. So I do think that Ben Simmons could average 25 a game if he wasn't on Joel Embiid. And I fully expect, bro, that if you get Ben Simmons on any other team, he's going to average about 25 points and 10 assists. And there'll be 25 clean points, not like the 25 points where it's like, it'll be the 25 points, maybe even 20 points that you don't even got to run a play for. It's just him being on the court is 20 points, bro.
Let me ask you this. Because, of course, I just want to know what your thought process is. You're the GM for the Lakers before you had signed Russell Westbrook, right? You have the opportunity to get Ben Simmons. Who would you have taken, Russell Westbrook or Ben Simmons?
So, okay. To be quite honest with you, if I'm the Lakers with that roster, I wouldn't have gotten either one as my first choice. I'll tell you the reason why. Because ultimately, Ben Simmons on that team, his issue is going to be the same issue that he had because AD is going to be in the paint, right? So to me, AD presents the Joel Embiid issue. I also think that even Russ, to me, isn't like an organic fit to me. I think that the what makes the most sense to me is Brad Beal. Man, Bradley Beal makes if you're gonna go superstar, right? But to be honest with you, I think even outside of Bradley Beal, man, I think that Buddy Hield would have made a lot of sense, though, man. Hell, I don't know if I'm a big CJ McCollum fan, but I think CJ McCollum would have made sense.
So you basically saying you would have went with a shooter versus
I would
another
have went
point
with
guard.
somebody who was a pure shooting and high level, not just because Buddy Hield last season, as far as 3-pointers made, it was Steph Curry, then Buddy Hield, right? So he was and he was available.
Wait, not even Trae Young?
No, I know it was. I'm
Steph
95
and Buddy Hield.
Steph, then Buddy Hield,
Wow.
right? And so that's just 3-point buckets made. And so I think, if I'm not mistaken as well, that Buddy Hield actually shot the 3 ball at a higher rate than Trae Young did. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it would have been a more natural fit. And I don't think that you would have had to given up as much. I think you could have just given up Kuzma and maybe your draft pick. Then you could have kept Trez. You could have. So if I'm the GM, right, I wouldn't have tried to get Russ to be on that team. And I also wouldn't have tried to get Ben Simmons, because I think that Ben Simmons, because he doesn't shoot, I think that he doesn't give you as much space. And I think that he crowds it for LeBron, because he's going to crowd LeBron's lanes. He's going to crowd AD's lanes. They're going to crowd his lanes as well. And by the way, shout out to Vixen for checking in, though, by the way. I see you out there, girl. But yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah.
Who? Let me ask you this though: who makes the Ben Simmons trade though? I don't. To be quite honest with you though, man, the only team that makes sense to me for that deal, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is gonna sound crazy. I think that Ben Simmons and Karl Anthony Towns might be straight. If you get Ben Simmons, Karl Anthony Towns, and even if you kept D'Angelo Russell, or if you had to give up D'Angelo Russell, because I mean, to be honest with you, I think D'Angelo Russell is kind of what Philly might need, right? D'Angelo Russell can shoot it and he can score from the outside. He spreads the floor out. But I think that yeah, man, like I don't know, man. I just don't know how many teams you can fit that already got scores that you can then put Ben Simmons out there and you still keep your spacing on the floor. It's not very many teams built like that. The Hawks, maybe, but the Hawks are the only team that's built for like a Ben Simmons.
See, my thing is, I'm gonna be completely honest, bro. I just don't know the value of Ben Simmons. I've never really watched him play, bro.
Listen, bro. That's a good point.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I've never really even when I've watched Philly play, right? When I've watched Philly play, I've only really seen Tobias Harris do stuff and Embiid. I've never really seen Ben Simmons do much.
Let me tell you what's crazy, bro. Let me tell you, Ben Simmons. This is the thing that I tell you about Ben Simmons. A lot of people lose for some reason. Lose thought on the fact that Ben Simmons locked up Trae Young, right? Trae Young, Ben Simmons at 6'10" was guarding Trae Young. Think about that for a second, right? Ben Simmons was guarding Trae Young, right? For that time, though. And Trae Young's average against Philly wasn't that great. It's just that everybody else chipped in. Doc, I saw last season, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid didn't play, right? So because Joel Embiid didn't play, the court for Ben Simmons is wide open. I saw Ben Simmons drop like 40-something points against Utah, bro. Utah, who is a defensive tough team, right? He drops 42 on them and then makes like 13 free throws. Meanwhile, in the playoff or wherever else, he's just, fluky at the line at best. It's like, bro. And so what makes him tough, though, man, is that what really makes Ben Simmons tough to gauge is that in the modern NBA, it's just hard for you to imagine a guard, even as big as he is, a guard that just can't or won't shoot. That's just tough.
Last question
he's A1 on defense, though. You won't find a better defensive player. That means he might not win defensive player of the year because there are people who are as good, but you would be hard pressed to find me 5 players that play defense better than Ben Simmons, bro.
Yeah. Last question about Ben Simmons. If you the Clippers and you don't know the timetable of Kawhi, do you go after Ben Simmons?
Okay, hang on. Who runs point guard now for
Well, I know they got Reggie Jackson.
Okay.
So you trading Reggie Jackson, who also can get you buckets.
Okay.
Reggie Jackson can shoot. Reggie Jackson can go. I didn't like how he left the Thunder, but I have to say for the Clippers, I'm glad that PG pulled him back. So, and I don't know the particulars. Like, I don't know who else they send over there. I'm just saying, if you're the Clippers, will you go after him? Is what I'm saying.
Listen, if I'm the Clippers, I don't know what you got to give up to get him. You might have to give up Marquise Morris. I don't know. Okay. You're going to have to give up Reggie Jackson. You're going to have to give up that one guy. They signed this one shooter from the Pistons that just recently. So, yes, if I'm the Clippers, now that is a good point. That is a good point because I do think that Ben Simmons could fit with the Clippers. I think that for the most part, right, they got Zubac out there, right? And Zubac, I think you would have to take Zubac away from the basket. It would change up how your team looks. But yeah, I would put Ben Simmons out there with PG. I would put if you put Ben Simmons out there with PG and Kawhi Leonard out, I don't see why you wouldn't say, yeah, they should be favored to win. That to me, I think that Ben Simmons, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard is just as much of a favorite as KD, Kyrie, and James Harden, if not better, because I think that they play better defense. So, yeah, if I'm the Clippers, I would put Ben Simmons with my lineup. I think that'd actually be dope. To me, it would be the most natural fit for all the other teams, though, man.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I never thought about that one though, man. And Steve Ballmer don't care. He got that bread, so
yeah, he got that bread.
They got to make that happen. And then he said he want to play for a team on the West Coast anyway, a California team, and don't nobody want to go to Sacramento, man. So
yeah, yo, bro, football.
Listen, wait. Here's the other thing too that I wanted to get your thoughts on.
Okay.
So the other things that stood out to me from these media things have been Andrew Wiggins and Kyrie, and they're not vaccinated. So in California and New York, they have a requirement for large gatherings for you to have the vaccinations, and both of them don't have it. And so that essentially means that for home games, they're going to not be able to play in home games if they double down on their position on not getting vaccinated, right? So my question for you, right, is that if you're a GM, do you stand pat with Kyrie, right, and say, well, Kyrie, you're only going to play away games, right? Except for when we go to California. So that means that you're going to miss about 60% of the games, right? Do you double down and stay with Kyrie? And the same with Andrew Wiggins.
If I'm the GM, I do, because again, I think it's people's choice. I don't think that they can mandate. I don't know what the protocol is for them to say that they can mandate that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a federal employee, so I fall under a different category, but I still believe in choice. Period. And the thing is I understand. And the thing is with the Nets, they honestly have the opportunity to be okay because they've played games where they only had 2 out of
doesn't Kyrie put them over the hump though? Isn't he part of?
Not really.
You don't think so?
No, listen.
Oh my God.
They need Kyrie for the playoffs, bro. They need Kyrie for the playoffs.
It's funny you say that. What happens though, right? What happens in the event you need Kyrie for the playoff? He isn't vaccinated, so he can't play your home games. and then let's just say they play against the Lakers in the finals. That means that Kyrie's not going to play.
This is the thing. First of all, let me just put this out there. Kyrie is vaccinated. Period.
You think he is, or
No,
did he already?
No, he is vaccinated. Here's the thing. If you notice during media day, he doesn't want to answer the question. Like he doesn't want to get they asked James Harden, like, what, how is the vaccination mandate gonna affect your team? He's like, listen, we're gonna figure it out. Kyrie's gonna figure it out. Now they asked Kyrie if he's vaccinated or not. If he was not vaccinated, he would have just come out and say, no, I am not vaccinated, right? Kyrie said that is private. So
this is the thing. This is the one thing that the same things that I can appreciate are the same things that are irritable when it comes to Kyrie. Let me tell you what I mean by that, Ace Kennedy. I think that Kyrie just believes, like you and I, that it should be just pro-choice, right? But I also believe that Kyrie isn't like for vaccinations or against it. And I also believe, bro, that Kyrie might just. You ever been around somebody who will go hard at being a devil's advocate in the conversation? Not that they care one way or the other. They just figure that you feel one way, and they may go hard to say, you know what if this? Now that doesn't mean that they feel that way personally, right? It's just that they will go hard. And it would not surprise me, bro, that if Kyrie is vaccinated, like you say, but that by him saying that it's private, like you said, if you're vaccinated, then it comes to why are you even making a big deal about it, right?
Yeah,
because he's like, because I'm pro-choice, right? It was my choice to get vaccinated, right?
I think for Kyrie, bro, it's the thing. He has the platform and the celebrity to make noise when it comes to things like what he's going through. I mean, again, we talked about what we felt about what the president said, right? And I think that, like I said, if he was still unvaccinated, I don't see him have any issue with saying, no, I'm not vaccinated yet, and we'll figure it out, or I don't want to answer questions about that. The fact that he said that my vaccination status is private, I know the Nets organization knows what his status is because they had to come up with a plan. And the thing is that I just don't think Kyrie is going to let an immunization, because, the thing is he kind of doubled down because he was the one talking about the whole microchipping theory with COVID vaccine, so it's one of those things, like you said, he got to kind of, just like with his whole flat earth thing, you know what I'm saying? He got to stick with it, bro. But that's why I'm saying, when you say it's private, if he was unvaxxed, he would have just said no.
But I could get why he would say that, though. It's that this is my thing, though, bro. Like, if I choose not to tell you if I'm vaccinated or not, right? That's the same way if me choosing to not get vaccinated or not, or to get it. But I think that, but it just, to me, right? He just strikes me as, it's not that, like I said, I think that he is basically doubling down on the principle of being pro-choice, right? But I think that he might, I think Kyrie might be for vaccinations, right? But he might be like, I'm going to always be against you trying to force it on me, right, even if I'm already vaccinated. And so somebody might say, well, Kyrie, why are you even arguing about this if you're already vaccinated? And Kyrie may think, I'm not arguing about being vaccinated. I'm arguing about you taking the choice away from me.
Here's the thing, though. I still think, though, the reason why I think he's vaccinated is because of him saying it's private. He could have easily said, listen, before we get started with this press conference, I am not answering any questions about vaccinations. So if you have basketball related questions, we can talk about that. But if it's anything revolving around the vaccine, I'm not going to answer those questions. And
he could have, but he's saying no. There are HIPAA laws, right? Your employer can't just go around asking you vaccinated? You vaccinated? There are laws. So that's my thing about it. Like, I think that Kyrie is saying, listen, there are things that if I choose to not tell you, You can't force that on me. So I understand. I understand everything you're saying. But I do think that it is interesting, though, bro, that, if he does double down on this, and if hypothetically, if they get to the conference finals and the Lakers also are there, that means that Kyrie can't play in the finals. Then he can't play at home. He can't play away. And so I'm just thinking, like, bro, listen, okay, at least, what was my man's name? Who when the Lakers played against Dion Waiters, right? At least when Dion Waiters played half the season on both teams, right?
Right. So he was gonna get a ring.
He was gonna get a ring regardless. But if Kyrie doesn't play, let's just say Kyrie doesn't play half of their games, home games, 41 games, he's not going to go ahead and play. And then let's say of those other 41 games that are away game, if he play against the Lakers, Clippers, if he plays against the Kings or the Warriors, so that's at least four teams that he's going to play against. And let's say you play them maybe, two times in those states, right? That's 8 games that you're not. So now you done already missed over half the game, well over half the game. So like I said, you're 60%. If they win the ring, does Kyrie still come in and pop bottles with them as well, though, bro?
Hey, as long as he was on the team, he get a ring. That's just like if somebody was injured for a whole season, they still get a ring. So
yeah, but for the players who play, right? Isn't there a certain amount of games you have to play to qualify for the ring?
Bro, if you are on the team, if you get injured and you like, if Brooklyn would have won when KD was out, KD still would have got a ring.
What is KD? Listen, bro, listen. What if okay? If you don't play in the playoffs, or let's say if you don't play in the finals, right? Ace, I think that it's different, bro. I think that it's different for okay.
Not different. And here's the other thing too, right? The Players Association or the collective bargaining agreement, all of that stuff this is new territory. So you can't because they're gonna be like, well, you only played this amount of games, we're only gonna give you this much of your salary.
Listen, if the Nets won, okay. If the Nets won the championship. Somebody at my door, by the way. If the Nets won the championship and Kyrie didn't get to play, does that put an asterisk by Kyrie's ring?
I don't think so, because you can always say whenever he did play that he's going to contribute to the win, especially if he comes in and scores XYZ amount of points. Again, we saw Brooklyn last year when they were going through their stuff, where you got 2 different combinations. You might have had Kyrie and James Harden wasn't even there in the beginning, right? So you had Kyrie and KD. Then it was KD by itself. Then it was KD and James Harden. And then at times it was Kyrie and James. So we saw all those different combinations. And the thing is it still works. Even with just 2 out of the 3 of those big stars, they're still going to be a force to be reckoned with, because that just means they get more shots. So I'm just saying, and here's the thing.
In the grand scheme, though, of the all-time list, though, you know me and my GOAT list.
But you're asking me, so that
I get that. But I'm saying in the grand scheme, when we talk about the pantheon of players,
right?
I think that if the Brooklyn Nets played the Lakers and beat the Lakers, and the whole time Kyrie Irving is at home sitting on his couch rooting for them, bro, I don't look at Kyrie like he's a champion, and I would put an asterisk on his record for rings on that, bro.
He already has an asterisk on his stuff anyway, because if he wins with the Brooklyn Nets, whether he plays or not, like let's say he plays, he gets vaccinated, it comes out he's vaccinated, he's playing in all the games and they win, right? Still looking at Kyrie weird, because he had to win it with LeBron and KD.
I don't look at it in that kind of asterisk. What I'm saying by that, like I get that. But this, no player, man, listen, Dirk might be the only player that I can think of that has won a championship ring without another Hall of Fame player next to them.
I understand that, though.
Listen, so I don't.
So how we putting asterisks on KD winning with Steph now, but we not gonna
I don't put an asterisk by it. I accept. So that's what I'm saying.
He ain't champ. KD is not. I do not call KD champ until he wins with Brooklyn because he won it by himself.
Listen, man, that man's a 2-time champion and 2-time final
I ain't seen
MVP.
him win not one championship yet.
Listen, the reason why I say that, the reason why I don't put that kind of asterisk on Kyrie like that, because I don't look at Kyrie like he is that level of an all-time great. Like I'm talking about, like I don't look at Kyrie and say, oh yeah, he's a top 5 point guard all time. I'm just talking about KD, LeBron. Those are players that you might think at their positions are all-time great. So I don't know, man, but I do say like, nah, you can't just not play in the finals and then say, all right, well, on the grand scheme of things, yes, you did get a ring because you were on the team. But like when you start to have those conversations, like it's gonna matter.
Listen, bro, when it comes to this vaccine and him taking the stance of like, no, y'all are not gonna force me to do it, I will salute him if he rides the whole thing out. I get what you're saying from a basketball standpoint, but I get what he's saying. If he chose like, nope, I'm not getting vaccinated, I understand the consequences. Because here's
double
the thing.
Down on it then.
Yeah, the Nets are in a tough place because, of course, the reports came out that Brooklyn was thinking about trading him for Ben Simmons, and KD blocked it. You know what I'm saying? So you got what you gonna do? You gonna make KD unhappy and trade away Kyrie? And then the other thing is Kyrie said, if you trade me, I'm retiring. So they are in a tough spot.
Kyrie wild, bro. Kyrie wild, bro. Kyrie wild. It's interesting though. Brittany Rowe had a question though, man. About did you see the Malice in the Palace documentary?
I did not.
So I did see some of it, but to be quite honest with you though, man, I don't have to see the document. So this is one thing that's funny though, because it's talking about a difference in age, right? Mm-hmm. Because I saw it, right? It was like I saw it live when it was happening. So I didn't have the I do think that this is the thing that is interesting though, bro. I do think that it's one of those things that almost is like it was like I would compare that to like the 9/11 for the NBA. Like that at that point, things changed, right? For the NBA. It was almost like there were two big things that I think that really changed the NBA. Malice at the Palace and the dress code change, right? When David Stern was purposely trying to get people to move away from that Allen Iverson rap video look. And that was the look that everybody was embracing then, though, right? But that was the big, to me, thing and Malice at the Palace because, like, before it was very relaxed, right? And so it was this assumption that you go to the NBA games and you can go there and, there's nothing that would stop you from getting sloppy at a game now, but it was even less at the time, though, man. But I think that it was one of those moments where I was like, yo, it's the NBA is never going to be the same. Now, I think that, luckily, I think that the NBA is better for it. But I think that you would have never guessed that you would think that them boys would run up in the stands. But you picked the right ones, though.
Well, the thing is, it still could happen today. It's just that I applaud the players for having more restraint because Russell Westbrook gets it. Utah, there's been a bunch of games where Russ has got.
I think he gets it everywhere he goes nowadays because people are trying to draw him out of character.
And here's the thing: there was the latest one was in Washington where he was hurt. He was walking out and somebody dumped something on him, and they was trying to hold him back from going.
I think there's popcorn on him,
right?
And that boy Russ's like, nah, y'all go get these hands,
right? So that's what I'm saying. Like it's just the restraint. The NBA is doing a better job of banning these players because the one guy from Utah that was cussing out Russ when he had his knees taped up, he got a ban from it. There's been some bans from New York. I mean, there's been bans all over the NBA.
I'm going to be honest though. And I'm looking at Brittany's comment because she said, but even the players going into the stands and fighting, I don't think was wrong because they were throwing chairs and drinks on them. I think Ace Kennedy. I think any other players, right? On any other team, I don't think that this happens, right? But I think you get the combination of Steven Jackson and Ron Artest, and ain't no way it doesn't go down like this.
No,
I don't
there's
see
no
it going
way.
anywhere. Not
No
them.
way.
I think
And
you can do
listen,
that on anybody else, but not them.
they should have had every KFC, Churches, or Popeyes commercial after them, because the way they was giving out them 2 pieces,
They
and
was
the biscuit-
serving them pieces out.
Listen. What's up, girl from Popeyes? What's their slogan, bro?
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Bro, I don't understand why to this day they don't have no doggone chicken commercials, because only us would get it, bro. If for the Super Bowl, Steven Jackson and Meta World Peace had a chicken commercial, bro, and it was a 2-piece meal. Wait, you know how Burger King got the Nelly meals and the other, bro? If the Church's chicken or the Popeyes came out and they had the Meta World Peace meal and it was a 2-piece and a biscuit, bro, I swear. Oh Lord!
What if, hey, Skippy, what if they called it the Meta World Peace and Steven Jackson, and it was like a 40-piece because it was the most pieces you can get? Listen, I don't know why. I don't know why Ron Artest and Steven Jackson didn't immediately open up a restaurant, though, man, a chicken shack. Or something though, man, because they was giving out them 3 pieces to everybody who wanted them though, man. I mean, they were selling out the stove, bro. I said, oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh, man.
Woo.
Holy hell, bro. Oh my gosh. Listen, Malice at the Palace. I'm talking about, oh my God. I couldn't believe it because I just remember when it happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that Scott Van Pelt just so happened to have been the guy on ESPN talking about it, you know what I'm saying, for that particular night. And I was like, oh, man, after it happened, because this happened, this is the bad thing about it. This didn't just happen on like some local, televised game. This happened like on national. This is national. So,
what year did Sprewell choke out? Oh boy.
Oh, that was like 95.
Okay.
I think that it was like 95, 96, if I'm not mistaken. Boy. Yeah, because I was a big Latrell Sprewell fan, especially when he was with the Warriors, though, man. And I remember he was still with the Warriors, and when we were in 9th grade, so that was 94. And I'm pretty sure he was with the Knicks by the time we graduated high school. So it had to be like maybe 96, I'm assuming.
No, that's crazy that he was that big in the NBA and turned around and became pop culture for the Wheels, bro, the Sprewells.
Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. But you know what though? I think though the one thing that's crazy though, man, is that I'm not so mad that Jermaine O'Neal wound up getting bread. He got paid good while he was in the NBA. I mean, if you really look, and if I'm not mistaken as well, Jermaine O'Neal was on that Miami team that eventually won the championship. Did he go? I think he won it with LeBron and them. LeBron's first ring in Miami. I think Jermaine O'Neal was on that. And Jermaine O'Neal, contract wise, has made back in those days, right? Back in those days, when the $100 million contract were first starting to pop off, Jermaine O'Neal was one of them guys that was getting that guap, though, bro. I'm talking about serious cake. So yeah. I don't know.
Well, bro, you've been having your moments where you we call it what the conspiracy COVID, Charlie.
Oh my God. Yeah, man. So listen. Okay, so let me ask you this. So let me follow where I'm going with this. All right.
Okay.
So you know how they say, you don't know COVID affects everybody differently. But outside of you having COVID, there are the after effects of having COVID. So you had COVID, I've had COVID. Have you what are some things, if any, that you've noticed that you've had after having COVID?
I think more just for me, it's just like that doubt. Like, do I still have it? You know what I'm saying? Like I might experience something like, and do I still got it? Even though I know I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I've been tested several times afterwards or whatever the case may be. But just like when I breathe funny, then I'm like, is that COVID? You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
No, so this is the thing that was crazy for me. All right, so two primary things stood out for me immediately. One thing that impacted me is that I didn't have the loss of smell and the loss of taste. I didn't have that. I don't usually get headaches, right? I had a headache. I think I've only remember having a headache maybe one time, like my whole life, right? And so when I had my sinuses real tight, and I kind of felt like I had a headache, but it felt also like my sinuses were so tight that I thought that it was just that, right? But I'm talking about after COVID, after I got over COVID or started getting better, because it's like once I tested positive, right, then that's when it felt like I was getting better. So maybe right when I was, starting to be on the better side of it, I tested, and then it was positive. But the one thing that I noticed though, man, is that like right away, food tasted different for me, right? So like the sweets were really, really sweet, and the saltiness was very salty. So stuff that I would usually eat on the regular, right? My spaghetti, right? I fix it a certain way every single time, but it just felt like it was just really salty, right? Like almost like I had to water it down. And even my sweets, I'm a big sweets eater. When I'm drinking my coffee, I like my coffee on the sweeter side and everything like that, though, man. But I had to like water down my coffee because it was like so sweet, though, bro. So that was the first thing that stood out, and I'm over that now, of course, but probably for like maybe after I had finally tested negative, for probably like 2-3 weeks, not need 2-3 weeks, but maybe a week afterwards, man. That's the one thing I noticed. The other thing that I noticed though, bro, is that I had some serious insomnia, bro. Like I could not sleep for nothing. Now, part of that had to do with the fact that we were quarantining out. So everybody was quarantined in their area. So my area, so laying in this room, Nick in the room. And for me, my area was, I had my office because I still had to do work. But I also had to sleep on the couch. Now, mind you, my couch is cool for taking naps, but full 8 hours sleeping on the couch, It was brutal. So I couldn't go to sleep. But at the same time, outside of just not being able to go to sleep, though, I was wide awake, right? I'm talking about so wide awake, bro, that at like 4:00 in the morning, I was doing laundry, folding clothes up, right? 4:00 in the morning, and I just couldn't go to sleep. So, of course, I'm on my phone, and bro, conspiracies, random things just start to pop up in my head, right? Ace Kennedy. Here's one of the things that I'm getting over. Now, let me preface this by saying part of the reason why I think that I had insomnia was that my timing was off. I ended up basically testing. We went into quarantine real heavy Labor Day weekend, right? So this is over a Friday. Basically I took off on that Friday. No work on Saturday, Sunday, no work on Monday. So I don't have to worry about being anywhere, schedule and everything like that, though, man. So, bro, the one thing that's crazy, 4:00 in the morning, I'm up doing laundry, right? I'm talking about wide awake. Or one time at 3:00 in the morning, dog, I mopped the whole downstairs, right? Swept it, mopped the whole downstairs, though. But I'm up on my phone, though, man, because I couldn't go to sleep. And dog, my mind is just going all over the place because I'm going down these black holes of just random thoughts. Here's where I'm going with this, Ace Kennedy. First thing that really made me be aware of this, right, is that I remember Brittany Rowe asked, "Hey, what do y'all think about the Texas laws, right? About this new abortion law, right? So I'm thinking about this because I was like, damn, you know what, man, this is crazy because right around this time that I'm in quarantine and I can't go to sleep, this law is passed, right? So I'm thinking like, hey, you know what? Then I start to think, Ace Kennedy, I'm doing some research, right? And when I'm doing this research behind this, I'm thinking like, listen, what exactly is it really about this law, this abortion law? What is it about this that these old white women, no race in saying that, right? People know where I stand, but what is it that would make, because you think there are men that are authoring these bills in this bill in Texas, but what is it about this that would make a woman get behind these kind of things, right? It seems so black and white. Like what? Like why would another woman support this? Ace Kennedy, conspiracy. Let me ask you something, bro. What if the abortion law, if it was something bigger than just abortions?
What you mean, bro?
Okay. So what if this was really about white supremacy? Right, here's where I'm going with this. All right, follow. This is like, this might be a Space Jam reach, right?
All right.
Here's where I'm going with this, Ace Kennedy. This last year, right? This last year, the Census Bureau, they did the census every 10 years, right? So the Census Bureau basically did gathered all their analysis and basically said that within the next 10 years, basically, that white people will lose their status as the majority in the United States. And they've been saying for years that because the mixture of races, blacks dating whites, whites dating blacks, whites dating this, that, and the other, that, there's always been a rule. All it takes is an ounce of, one drop of black blood in your system for you to be considered black, right? So they're already saying, they've been saying this for years, that at some point, right, that the generation in 2030, whatever it is going to look like all light skin, all yellow bones, Brittany Rowe color, right? So Ace Kennedy, I started to put two and two together. And I think about it, Brittany Rowe, I was immediately thinking about that, it's about controlling women. But my conspiracy theory had me going down this dark hole. I'm going down the rabbit hole, Ace Kennedy. What if, right, in Texas, right, in all of the states that have these kind of abortion laws, right, heavy abortion laws, in the vast majority of those states, white women get abortions at higher rates than most of the other states. And nationally, right? Nationally, white women get abortions at a higher rate than other races, right? So Ace Kennedy, my head is thinking, well, what if they're trying to put these abortion laws in to stop white women from getting these abortions? Because if you keep aborting at this rate, right, then you're also driving down the future of the white population, right? And so now by you controlling the abortion laws, you're controlling the rate at which you start to lose your status as the majority of white population. Does that make sense, bro?
It makes sense.
Am I tripping? So think about that, right? If the Census Bureau says that in 10 years, white people will be no longer the majority, and abortions basically are saying the future, you're aborting away the future white people, right? So if you're aborting them at that fast rate now by you putting these, what if it's not all about women? What if they don't care? Think about that. These are old white men that are putting these on. They don't care. What if they really don't care about the woman? What if it's just really about the fetus, the future, right? Because they say white, it's law. I'm researching, Ace Kennedy, that white women abort at the highest rate nationally, right? all of these states that support this are amongst those states where they do. So I'm thinking like maybe these white guys that are out there are saying we want to cut into the rate of how fast we're losing the majority. So by you stopping abortions, that means that you're slowing up how fast you're relinquishing. Am I tripping on that, bro?
No. I mean, the thing, and this is why I say you're not tripping, right? We all know that there's always like this hidden thing.
It's a hidden agenda behind everything.
Yeah, and most of the time it's about money. Most of the time it's about money,
right?
And so the thing is that it's not a stretch at all.
I found myself. Listen, Ace Kennedy, I'm wide awake, 3:00 in the morning, researching the Census Bureau's findings, bro. Ace Kennedy, let me tell you what else had me thinking, bro. I ain't gonna even hold you, man. What has Joe Biden done? Has he done? Has Joe Biden? Okay.
I mean, outside of just like the
he got 45 out of there, right? Yeah. His only accomplishment so far is that he's gotten 45 out of there. Right? Is that it? Like, what else is it? Like, what else? Because, like, I understand that other people, there's between the Democrats and Republicans, very much how I think that when Barack Obama ran, there were people who ran solely on the premise that whatever he did, they were going to do within all their power to undo everything he did. So when 45 actually came in there, 45 basically didn't have a plan, right? I don't think 45 ever planned to get voted. I mean, voted in. I think he just kind of stumbled on like, oh, they serious. So the first year was just repealing everything that Barack Obama did. Well, let's just fast forward this, right? So fast forward, now Jovante Biden is in the White House. And I don't know that he has to face the same level of opposition, right? That Barack Obama would have, because like I said, there were people who said we are not giving this man another chance to get another term. And then even when he got the term, they were like, oh, well, our goal is to make sure that he's a lame duck president. And I'm sitting here thinking about this, Ace Kennedy. 45 also has stimulus checks. Mm-hmm. So if Jovante is doing the same thing, he's not doing nothing yet that 45 didn't do. So I think that I agree with the homegirl Brittany Rowe that maybe Jovante was the better of two choices. Some people feel like it was the better of two evils, but I'm just sitting here thinking, like, what exactly have they done? Like, I'm not seeing as much as Kamala Harris like I thought I would. Like, I'm not seeing what exactly have they done, bro? I was trying to research and find some accomplishments. I don't see none visible.
You know, I mean, I don't, like I said, I think for me, it was never really about any political stuff. For me, it was more so about the person that was already there, because of the hate and just the uncomfortableness of how people were emboldened to be able to harm another person. So for me, it had nothing to do with the politics. So it for me, I'm like, listen, it's just gonna be another 4 years of reversing stuff that
oh my gosh.
So
Ace Kennedy and Brittany, I think here's the thing that's crazy. I think that, and I don't want to, I see that you mentioned it in Atlanta. I think that race tensions, I'm sorry. I don't know that race tensions went down, to be quite honest. I'm not, I mean, like I said, I find, man, that Atlanta is probably more progressive than what most people would believe for a southern city anyway. So I don't, like I say, in my world, not that I ever thought that, you know, I couldn't tell you any one thing that Barack Obama did that says, hey, this one thing that he did changed my whole entire day to day, right? But I'm just also sitting here thinking like, no, man, like at this point, like I think that's what I think local elections are for, right? But
Mhm.
I'm also thinking like, okay, well, listen, Jovante, I know it ain't been a full year yet, bro. But Ace Kennedy, let me switch because let me ask you this though, bro.
Yeah.
Have you been following this this girl who got who apparently she was with her fiance.
Mhm.
They were on like they were out of RVing in a van or whatever, road tripping. Basically, she comes up dead. Homeboys just went ghost, went missing. Right?
Didn't he come back home first though?
He went back home. They say he went back home.
'Cause
His
they
neighbor
was
said,
living in her. They were living in somebody's basement or something, or living in a side house or something of their parents or something.
I think her name was like Gabby Petito or whatever. And this,
Yeah.
okay,
Sarah,
Ace
Sarah
Kennedy.
was telling me about it.
Okay, so Ace Kennedy. Here's where I'm going with it. And I can appreciate, I can absolutely appreciate that people are concerned. But Ace Kennedy, my conspiracy theory mindset.
Here we go.
Okay.
COVID Charlie.
Okay, let me ask you this, Ace. Why has America always been so fascinated with a missing white girl, bro? Think about this for a second. Just about a year or two ago, right? Just about a year or two ago, there was about 14, 20 or so black girls that were missing in the DC Baltimore area.
Mhm.
And it never, you had to know about it, right? It didn't get no media coverage. It didn't get this, that, and the other. But every few years that I can think of, it seems like this happens every 5 years or something like that, though, in our lifetime, right? That there's been this white woman who comes up missing, and everybody describes her the same. All-American girl, cheerful, outgoing, happy-go-lucky, eccentric. She's been this, that, and the other, and she goes lucky. And when it happens, everything in America seems to stop because these white parents said, "Can y'all find my daughter?" Like Ace Kennedy. All that happened basically was the parents filed a missing person report, put it on out there, and the world now is looking for this girl, and until she was found, until they found her body, and then now the world is looking for this guy, right? And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, Jesus, bro, like. I remember, man, I remember back when we was in Marlboro, bro. When we was like in high school or middle school, man, and some girl wound up coming up missing, and they found her body. This girl was in elementary school, man, and fooled around, and our whole neighborhood is out looking for this girl and everything like that, though, man. And the police were there, but they didn't get this kind of coverage. But I'm blown away on how fast this got national media coverage when I just don't see that for other races. And people, I mean, stuff happens all the time, unfortunately, though, bro. But America just seems to be enamored when they're like, as far as covering, right? The media covering. Oh, there's one that's missing, though, man. Like it gets front page like every time, though, bro.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's definitely gonna always, and then the thing is too, the media has a way of an agenda too, of the type. It's almost like when we say it looks like that most black people are the ones that's getting beat up by the police and stuff like that. It's just like we talked about agendas. I'm not saying that all of those things aren't true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think, but of course, I still think it's an agenda based thing too. But I mean, bro, the whole thing is just corrupt, and like you just the fact that you had time to think and to research and go through all of that, it's crazy.
Dog, I think, dog, it's crazy though, man, because I think that for me, the brain fog is finally clearing up for me. Like I'm very much the thing that's crazy to me, man. Not crazy. The thing that I know myself, right? I know my body. I am I tend to my mental health, I tend to my physical health, my emotional health enough to know when something is off. And that was when I was like, dang, I can't sleep for nothing. And the bad part about it is that usually if it was something like that, I'd be able to go to the gym, right? It's nothing for me to say, I can't sleep. Let me go 2:00 in the morning, go to the gym. If I got COVID, I can't go to the gym and I can't just go run around, jog my neighborhood at 3:00 in the morning looking suspicious out here though, man. But I mean, but it's good. But I'm just that's the one thing I can tell you though, man. I'm finally sleeping better though, bro.
Yeah.
But bro, the conspiracies, it had me thinking, bro. Like it always has me thinking that there's more to it. They're gonna have me out here looking like Kyrie, bro.
Yeah. Well, bro, very interesting episode. Very sports based.
On Friday, we got to get into some football because I need to know what's going to be the over-under on how many sacks Justin Fields is going to get hit this week.
Here you go. Listen, we ain't going to have this Justin slander. Also, too, it's going to be the first episode of our artist series. And so we will definitely be interviewing somebody come Friday to learn about these particular people. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
And we will go from there, man. Any other plans for the week?
Like I said, for me, man, I got my boy birthday coming on up though, man. That's gonna be the highlight. My dude turning 12, bro. Goodness gracious. I was just telling him this weekend the story about the pants, bro. Mm-hmm. He had never, for some reason, I don't know if I've never told him that, but I told him the story about the pants this weekend, bro. And so we got that, and then of course we got his little birthday get together though, man. So that is what I'm looking forward to for the weekend, man. What you got on deck?
Really just Sarah had her procedure today. Still trying to get answers on what's going on with her. So that was where I was off today. We were dealing with that. So just trying to get more answers and just kind of chillaxing, trying to get her back to work and everything. And man, that's really about it, man. I've had such a busy last 2 weeks that I'm kind of cooling for just a minute, but I don't have too much to sit down for. I just got a text message earlier today about a show coming up on the 14th. And then of course I told you that I'm filming something coming up for that I want to release in October. So a lot on the plate still, but definitely just trying to chillax this week a little bit.
Dope.
Oh, before we go, me and the missus went to the state fair just to hang out, kid free.
Yeah,
we did that on Saturday night, and I'm talking about we went there with the all intent to get on rides and to do everything and all of that. Man, we got there. We was like, nah, bro, we going on a national eating tour. We eating everything.
Hey man, they got the Atlanta fair that's gonna be out here. I'm gonna be honest, that's all I go there for. I go there to see what new fried food they got that I can try out, bro.
Yeah.
Man.
So no. It's definitely one of those things that was ready to tear it down out there, bro. So that's exactly what we did, man.
That sounds good, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man, I appreciate Brittany Rowe checking in, the homeboy Melvin, the super soldier checking in, the homie Chad jumped on in there as well, though, man. Chantel on there, jumped in there at the last second, though, man. I can't tell y'all enough how much we appreciate y'all riding with us, though, man. Ace Kennedy.
Yeah.
Can we get that music, sir?
Yep.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?